Okie dokie, let's get this started. I'm going to go over today's trades today. Today was a Friday, and Fridays for me aren't usually the best days because it's the end of the week, and a lot of traders they don't trade anymore. They may place trades early in the morning, but man, they're out of there. They have a 3-day weekend, and they're calling it good. So the trades get a little sporadic, especially towards the afternoon, unless there's a major or something going on. Now, some people clean up on Fridays; they can really do it. There's a small window I really like. After that, I usually cut it. But today I didn't, and I suffered for that, but then rebounded back, and so I had a mixed day. I was trading 4 accounts total. Two of my accounts were positive, normal amounts. I think one was 1,300, and the other one ended up at just shy of 600 bucks, and then two were negative. So I got to work on those two next week. Um, but I want to go over just a few trades in the morning, and also show you the two losses I had and where they are at and what I'm going to do to adjust in the future because I see a pattern with where I'm losing. Also, too, I had a brand new trader group member. He came on today and he made $1,100 by the end of the day. So nice job to you. He battled back. He he made 600 bucks pretty quickly, and then I told him that's good. It's Friday, go home. He didn't or stop, and then he lost a big chunk of it. But then he battled all the way back up and when he was around 800 or so, I was like, that's good. You should stop. And he did one more trade and made 1,100 bucks. And then he's like, okay, now I'm done. So, yeah, that's what happens. These trades, I'm not afraid of a loss because you could have a big loss and still come back with it. It's just, the market has its moods. It goes up and down. And on Fridays, it's definitely like one of those moods where it's like, it's the weekend, I'm getting out of here. So you trade a little more cautiously. And you set your parameters a little tighter. So with that being said, let me jump over to the charts. First trade I made right out of the gate, super fantastic. You see this brown poopy sign here? This is the trade I've made. So uh, this got me in. This is my buy signal down here. I drew this line. I drew this line as well, just to show you. I got in right here. I got a signal at about 4:55, and I don't like trading before 5 o'clock, and this is why. It's one of those things where, for some reason, I'm just like maybe two for five, 2 for 6. So Uh, it got me in on this candle wick, and then I stuck around with it. Didn't quite get me out there. It kept sticking around. I was like, oh crap, it almost got me out there. But this is the candle that it got me out. And I had a pretty big hit right in the beginning of the day. Big old poopy brown line right there because I did not like it. That was my very first trade right out of the gates. I was trading 3 contracts, and I think I was down instantly like 600 bucks. It's like, oh, jeez. In front of all these people that I'm talking to in front of, and they all lost money too, and yeah, that was great. So on to the recovery part of the video. The next trade happens, and it was another sell. I believe I got in about 5:15, and this one it popped back up again, and I was thinking to myself, oh, great. And then eventually went all the way down, and I got out the very next minute at 5:16. So happy about that trade. That one worked out great. The next trade happened shortly thereafter, about 5:21, and I got in on the very top of this candle wick right here. It popped me in, and I recognized it was going to go up, and so I wasn't too afraid. And it sat there for a minute, and then the next minute hit, and it shot up, and it got me out. Made good money there too. So a little bit of my confidence back after the very first trade of the day. X that thing out there, and I hit two in a row. It almost got me back to even. I think it was just down at that point, maybe about less than 100 bucks. And so, yeah, yeah, one big loss is it's a big loss. So, two trades get me back in, and then sat around and waited, which kind of generally happens until so this is right before the announcement. Nothing happened today for announcement wise, and I sat around and waited for a little bit. So let me shrink this until just about 6 o'clock. So about a half hour later, I was watching the sales, and I caught this sell right here. I was just popping my way down, and then finally, this is where I got in at, and this candle wick came down and got me in, and I also exited before it shot back up. Happy about that because it took a little while to get there as well. So now, after that first wackadoodle, uh, I had then had 3 wins in a row. I was back up in the positive for a little bit, and I believe at that time I may have switched accounts. I don't remember exactly because the accounts I'm up, one's up 1,300 bucks, and the one's up at least about five, 600. Oh no, it's 500 and change, so just under 600 bucks. So let me show you. And then I had another win. This is right around the opening bell. I had this random candle wick just shoot clear up there for a buy, and luckily it shot far enough up that it got me in and out really fast. I was like, whoa, didn't realize I was in. That was probably that was probably one of the few trades where it was a no doubter. Just like shot straight through. I made money. I'm like, oh, cool, I'm in, and I made money. Um, very few of those today. I was sweating on a few of them, thinking, life choices. And then the next one I made was followed thereafter. It's just a little bit. Let me shrink these down. Was at so this was just right before the opening, and then this one was at 6:37, and then that's probably where I switched accounts because I remember the next account I hit. This one right here, another poopy pants one, messed me up. I was moving my cell signal in here, and I know that this brown thing is here, but the candle wick barely came down, touched me in, and then it shot up. Now, if it wouldn't have got me in at that point, or if I would have been one tick below, it's always the case, right? One more tick. I wouldn't have got in on that trade, and I would have been just fine. And because the next couple minutes over, it shot down, and I would have been sat there fine. As a matter of fact, I had another trade opportunity, and this one actually worked out for me. I was still trading, I think, 3 to 5 contracts in this one. This one I did full contracts. I was a little upset, and I'm like, we're all in, man, because I'm like that first one was stupid, and usually I had a trail of positive wins after this. And so I did a full uh, max contracts, and then I got all my money back on that one. So I was happy about that one because this is only about I think 3 contracts, and then I went 12 on that guy. So yeah, risked a lot and made it back up. So happy about that. And then, I just wanted to show you those couple trades, but before I go too far back, I want to show you this very first trade that my day of loss. It's right about 5 o'clock in the morning. It actually got me in a little before 4:55, so I sat around for a few minutes. But I'm going to bring down my graph so we can see this. Hello. Okay. So here's my signals. And this is the mess right here where I had the loss at. I want to show you this. This is what I noticed too. So I was in a sell position right here at 18.6625. Okay. We'll say 6650. No, 6625. But you notice the ribbon? The ribbon was confused. It should have been a red ribbon, but it had a blue lines through it. I noticed that afterwards too. I was like, oh man, maybe we shouldn't have done that. And it got me in, and I'll check to see in real time if that was it helped me in out or not. But definitely the time frame and see how the ribbon like crisscrossed several times. It went from blue to red and back to blue and back to red, and I'm like, but there's only red bars down here. And it's important to watch this ribbon to be on which side of the ribbon you're to be on, because it did hit. Here's 454, 455, 456, but these candle wicks down came in, got me in, and it didn't go any further past that. And then obviously the crosses then were in the middle of these bars. And if it hadn't hit my candle wick and got me in at the very bottom of that thing, when the cross hit the middle right here, I wouldn't have gotten in. I would have avoided that trade totally. Be like, forget that one. Let's not trade it. But that wasn't the case. And I got to pay better attention the to the ribbons to make sure that the ribbons are saying, "Hey, this is a good signal to get in on." Because I think I would have avoided that trade. I don't know how I would have avoided the second loss. I unless I just misread it and I should have been one tick below. But that's a trade that I probably could have missed. Overall, the day it was a great day for me. Like I said, I made 1,300 bucks on one account. Another one was just under 600. I did have 2 losses, and so if I have a loss on any of my accounts, I switch them. I never went back. It's just Friday, didn't have time, didn't want to, and so those 2 trades were 2 different accounts where, well, except that one. Um, and I think I had another, yeah, 3 losses today. Another one down the road too. I forgot about the third one. Um, but That was Friday. Fridays are weird this way. They're very much so, very streaky in the morning, and usually by like, 2 hours max, and I'm done. I'll make my money if I'm close to my range. My goal is always to make about $1,500 a day, and if I'm close to that, within horseshoes, grenades, like 900, $1,200, I'm usually done, especially on a Friday. But I had people that are new watching me, so I stuck around with them. I kept trading, and I'm glad I did because in the end, I made some more money back on a different account, and so helped beef that one up a little bit. Anyway, I hope that helps you out. I hope you that you're able to see Friday. I know a lot of people today with Friday because of those weird losses and where they stopped or where they stopped trading today. Some people had a great day. Some people had not so good day. Other people had just kind of an average day, but they were happy with it and they bailed out with just 400 or 500 bucks, and they're like, "That's great," and they left and they had enjoyed their 3 day weekend. So all right, guys, I hope you enjoy your Friday and your weekend. And I just want to give you an update for Friday's trading. And we will see you again next time. Don't forget, I got to say this because my parents do remind me, say your prayers and obey your parents. What? I'm 45. Okay.